Welcome back to 55 Degrees North and to your fortnightly Newcastle upon Tyne construction, development and heritage restoration update video. In today's video, we'll be visiting all the usual key sites, including Pottery Lane, Pilgrim Place and many more, bringing you the latest progress, cranes, concrete and transformation happening right now in Newcastle upon Tyne. So we are back at the brand new Students' Village being developed at Castle Leazes for Newcastle University, and it's a major collaboration with Unite students. Together they're delivering a large-scale purpose-built accommodation scheme that will eventually provide homes for over 2,000 students right here on campus. The development is split into two key phases. Phase 1 will deliver 788 student beds scheduled to be ready for the 2028-2029 academic year. Phase 2 follows shortly after, bringing the total up to 1,221 additional beds in time for the 2029-2030 academic year. What's especially interesting about this project is the design approach. Rather than one huge block, the site will feature energy-efficient buildings arranged in small clusters of brick-clad townhouses ranging from 4 to 9 stories. The aim is to create a modern townhouse environment, blending density with a more human-scale residential feel. Right now, groundwork is well underway. You can already see foundations being installed across the site, which is a clear sign the vertical construction isn't too far away. We'll definitely be keeping a close eye on this one as construction progresses. So we're back down at Leazes Park Road, checking out the latest progress on the brand new students' accommodation being built for Vita students. So let's take a closer look. Starting here at the front of the site, it might not look much has changed since the last update. At first glance, things appear fairly quiet, but don't be fooled. Most of the real progress is happening out of sight. Now, heading round the back of the building, the difference is instantly noticeable. Most of the structure is still wrapped in scaffolding, but there's plenty of work going on behind it. Right at the back of the site, you can clearly see significant new brickwork completed along the lower levels. Just above that, more insulation has been fitted, showing the building is moving into the next phase of construction. As we move a little further on, it's a similar story. Even more brickwork has gone up across the lower floors, and there are pallets of insulation stacked up, ready and waiting to be installed. Up on the roof, there's another noticeable change. Items that were lifted onto the roof in the last update have now been fully encased in a metal frame, which suggests key structural and mechanical elements are now being secured in place. Down at the bottom end of the site, the old Georgian building has seen a change. Its doorway has now been sealed off. Coming back around onto Leazes Park Road, the progress mirrors what we saw at the rear. There's more completed brickwork along the lower floors and plenty of insulation visible on the scaffolding, ready to be fitted as work continues upwards. So while the front might look quiet, there's clearly a lot happening across this site, brick by brick, layer by layer. We're now taking a closer look at the massive apartment block development down at Pottery Lane, and some of the progress might surprise you. Looking across the site from the Redgate Bridge, most of the structure is still wrapped in scaffolding, but don't let that fool you. The project is moving fast, so let's zoom in and break it down. Starting right at the back of the building, you can immediately see progress. Large sections of scaffolding have already been removed, revealing more of the exterior. And if we zoom right in on those top floor windows, you can clearly see internal fitting out underway. That's a big milestone. It means we're well past the structural phase. Moving down onto Pottery Lane itself, the transformation is even more obvious. Most of the brickwork is now complete, giving the building its final character, and the windows, nearly all of them, are fully installed, no more temporary coverings. Now, this is where things really start to feel real. At what will be the main entrance, window frames and glass have now been fitted. You can already imagine residents walking through here once construction wraps up. Between the two blocks, there's plenty of building material waiting to be used, bricks, supplies and equipment staged for the final push. And over what I'm calling Block 2, it's a similar story. Brickwork largely finished, doors installed along the ground floor, and the structure is really coming together. Finally, at the far end of the site, most of the rubbish and scrap materials have been cleared away, with only stacked pallets left, ready to be taken off site. So while scaffolding still dominates the skyline here at Pottery Lane, the details tell a different story. Brickwork done, windows fitted, interiors underway. So you are now heading down to Collier Square to take a closer look at the new Pilgrim Place development, including the block that's been taken over by the Department of Work and Pensions. We're starting up here on the bridge to get a proper overview of the site. From this angle, you can really appreciate the scale of the development, and straight away it's clear that significant work has been completed since our last visit. Let's move in for a closer look. Down at the bottom end of the site, one of the biggest changes is the number of window frames now fitted. They've been installed right along the side of the building, and it really starts to give the structure a finishing shape. Looking inside, you can see prefabricated concrete blocks stacked and ready to be installed. On the ground below, there's still plenty of steel support beams lying, alongside skips filled with scrap materials, a clear sign that structural work is still ongoing. You can also spot more breeze block walls that have either just been completed or very close to completion. As we move a little further up the site, even more breeze block walls have been finished along the lower levels. Inside the building, you'll notice additional ducting has now been installed, which shows internal services are really starting to move forward. Coming around onto Warwick Street, this is where things really start to change visually. You can see the first breeze block walls beginning to appear on this side of the development. Once again, more ducting has been installed here, and if you look at the top end of Warwick Street, you'll notice a large number of window frames now fitted along this entire section. Moving around at the back of the site, things are fairly similar to how they looked just before Christmas. The remaining steel girders are still lying on the ground, clearly staged and waiting to be lifted into position in the next phase of construction. So overall, while some areas remain unchanged, there's no doubt that this project is moving forward, especially with the windows, internal ducting and breeze block walls now taking shape across multiple sides of the building. So imagine finishing a huge brand new office building and then immediately taking parts off it again. Sounds strange, right? Well, that's exactly what's happening right now at the new His Majesty's Revenue and Customs office block, and today we're breaking down what's going on. If you've been following the updates, you remember in the last video we thought this project was pretty much done and dusted, but things have taken an interesting turn, so let's head down to the site and see what's really happening. At the moment, all visible work is focused on just two sides of the building, John Dobson Street, Market Street. The building itself has now officially been handed over for fit-out, which means the internal work is about to begin. Office, services, layouts, all the stuff that actually makes it usable. But here's the part that really caught my attention. If you look closely up the side of the building, you can see that they've started removing the coving, and next up, some of the panels and windows are coming out as well. Now apparently this is how they're planning to get the large materials into the building for the fit-out phase. Instead of bringing everything through the main entrances, they're literally opening up sections of the facade. I'll be honest, it feels a bit weird seeing the building completed, only for parts to be taken off again. I'm definitely not an expert, so I'd love to hear from anyone in construction or building management. Is this actually normal, or is this a more unusual approach? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this one in future updates. Moving down to the North East Space Skills and Technology Centre at Ellison Place, currently under construction for Northumbria University, and there's been some notable progress since the last update. Starting at the front of the building, you can immediately see how close this section is to completion. At the very top, there's just one small section of windows still to be installed, but aside from that, the structure is really coming together. Right across the top of the facade, a full row of glass panels have now been fitted, giving us a clear sense of the sleek, modern look this building is going for. Moving down to the bottom end of the site, most of the exterior panels are now in place. There's only one upper section left to complete. And interestingly, you can already see a pallet of panels waiting on site, ready to be installed to finish off this side of the building. Around the other side of the building, it's a very similar story. The structure rises to the same story height, with just the final few panels needed on the top level. As the camera pans down, you get a really good look at what the finished exterior will look like. Clean lines, modern materials and strong architectural presence that fits perfectly with the university setting. Once again, a pallet of panels is already staged nearby, ready to fill that remaining gap. And finally, round the far side of the building, the glass panel installation looks much the same as in the previous update. The upper floors still to be completed, but everything below is steadily taking shape. Overall, this project is making solid, visible progress, and it's exciting to see the Space Skills and Technology Centre really starting to look like a finished building. Now, just put a quick roundup of some of the other projects going on in the city right now. Starting as usual on Northumberland Street. As you can see, the pavement improvement works are still ongoing. These are expected to be completed by the spring of this year. Down towards the lower end of the street, these new seating areas are in place, now giving the street a much more relaxed, welcoming feel. All that's left here are trees, which will add some much needed greenery to the area. I also took a quick look over Westmoreland Road, and to be honest, there's not much visible movement here right now. However, these sites often take quite a bit before things suddenly ramp up, so I'll definitely be keeping a close eye on this one and bringing you updates as soon as anything changes. The restoration of the Granger Market is still moving forward and is due to be completed by the summer of this year. You can already see progress at the entrances, where the first of the new automatic doors have now been installed. It might seem like a small detail, but this is a big step into modernising one of the city's most historic buildings. And that brings us to the end of this update. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about the projects we've covered today. And don't forget to give the video a massive thumbs up, because it really helps the channel grow. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to 55 Degrees North and hit that bell notification for when I release more videos. A massive thank you for watching. I will see you next time, right here on 55 Degrees North.